Welcome to Voidlog Index 0. This is a series where I share the business and development side of building a game called Void Pet into a billion-dollar unicorn company. I'd like to start by addressing a comment. A bit disheartening that trying to solve real-world problems gets you nowhere, but creating a Emo Neopet takes off like wildfire. I realized I never talked about, out of all the things that I could be building, why I chose to allocate my time towards building an Emo Neopets instead of, say, building something like a TikTok clone. A large part of it has to do with my co-game dev, Linda, who's been working on the designs for the emotions for over a year and recently quit her job to go all in on Void Pet, despite failing every startup she's ever created and being rejected from Y Combinator 7 times. At first, I was merely watching from the sidelines and giving my 2 cents whenever Linda asks, like how I'd recommend changing the name to Void Pet, how to code a waitlist using the Hyper-V stack, and most importantly, some TikTok tips. I was trying not to do too much with Void Pet given I was supposed to be working on my own startup, but at the same time, I just couldn't stop. The breaking point where I knew it was time to jump ship and go all in for myself is when Linda made a viral TikTok that got over 7 million views. This validated the idea, and it wasn't so much the number of views that the TikTok got, but it was the 25,000 people that joined the Discord over the course of 3 days, just from the little link that I added on the waitlist that invited you to the Discord if you got the password wrong. Emo Neopets struck such a chord with people that they were willing to hunt down a password to join the waitlist. It's easy to miss the real-world problem that Void Pet and many other games solve, but we get messages that look like this. I just wanted to say that I have really bad depression and this Void Pet has genuinely helped. Thank you for this. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Giving people an outlet for their depression and to relieve stress is valuable and probably more meaningful than any of the other products that I've worked on. Of course, some people do get addicted to your game and this negatively impacts their life and it spirals out of control, but that's also kind of like how when you eat too much broccoli, you get a little gassy. Secondly, Linda is the one who masterminded the core concept behind Void Pet that is resonating with all these people, so I'm just excited to build out the game with her. While I tend to do a little bit more of the coding and she does a little bit more of the design, we kind of do everything together, and when we put our brains together, great ideas come out, like our 3 new emotions. These came to be after doing some deep research into the feelings and emotions of teens, what they feel on a day-to-day basis. I'd like to personally introduce you to Saj, Salty, and my personal favorite, Down Bad. The design process has been really fun because we can get fast feedback that we can iterate on. We were trying to decide if the mouth should be open or closed for Down Bad 4, so Linda made a TikTok. The top comment said closed, but some Down Bad experts chimed in and said that closed looked more pitiful and sad, while the open mouth looks down bad. So now we have some good insight to make our decision on. We finished the flow for picking your starter and gave users a profile page to share their Void Pet. You'll notice social icons at the top because we wanted to enable creators to stick Void Pet in their bios without losing traffic to their other pages. I switched to doing server-side rendering with Next.js, so when you share a link, it'll tell you the details of that user's Void Pet. So mine is named Keckers and Linda's is named Lucy. The image preview for the links is easy to show for now because everyone just has one of the 4 starters, but down the line, when you could have any of the 150 Void Pets with any number of items, I'll need to dynamically generate the images in a Lambda function because I'm using SVGs for everything in the UI right now. The supporter badge can be earned if you buy merch from the store we just put together using a headless Shopify setup because I couldn't bear to touch the website builder theme thingy that is default in Shopify. So I set up a static Next.js frontend that styles things with Tailwind that sends API requests to my Shopify store. I've never done merch before, so I wanted to do this to, number 1, figure out all the logistics, get all the kinks before I do my personal merch, and number 2, see how many people actually buy it. We wanted a little bit of a nicer shirt that's embroidered, so we went with a provider that supports that called Printful, which can also ship and create the merch for you. Here's my anxious one right here. You can kind of see that. Yeah. If you're wondering why I was wearing a goofy shirt, that was yellow, that's why. I'm like 92% happy with the quality of the shirt. I'll happily wear it around, but it's about 8% less soft than some of the free tech shirts that I have, so I'm probably going to experiment with some of the fabric compositions. Connecting to Shopify was easy because they have a plugin for it, but one thing I was surprised by is when somebody buys a shirt, you have to front the cost of it. This is obvious in retrospect, but having never sold a physical product in my life, I never realized that when somebody buys something off your Shopify store, that I have to use our company credit card to go pay Printful to fulfill it. Then after a few days, Shopify sends you the money, which you can use to pay off your credit card bill. Given we only had a tech stack, we quickly put together a financial stack to handle this, including a LLC, which allowed us to open a Brex checking account and also open an Amex Business Gold card. I'm a noob at credit card points, but I remember somebody telling me a while ago that Amex is good for business stuff, so we're using that to pay for Printful, and hopefully it'll generate some free flights for us. There's a few experimental items in the store, but for the main item, we went with 4 different colored shirts, each with a different starter emotion embroidered on it. And because Linda and I are terrible people, we made it a mystery box where you get a random shirt with a small chance of getting a rare vivid variant. We've sold 70 items so far, which is awesome. But according to our financial department, this is not awesome, and we have an abysmal conversion rate given we have 120,000 people in our Discord. I'm guessing the main factor is most people interested in Void Pet are between the ages of 13 and 18 with no money for themselves, and the store could be optimized further with better graphics and a better shirt selection. Either way, we're not going to be changing much besides swapping out items here and there. We didn't want to use merch as a fundraising mechanism, but just a way for people to rep the brand if they wanted to. And honestly, it might have been mostly for me. That way I have a bunch of Void Pet shirts that I can wear to be a walking billboard when I make content. Anxious. That's it for this Void log. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned until next week where I'll be dropping what many of you will consider a lukewarm to possibly hot take.